for me, they don't really have anything that's going to solve what this Spirit Breaker and Grimstroke are going to be doing and just charging at you. Like, the Nightmare, it's okay, but like I just feel like you're still going to be able to chase people down as long as you're playing around that tree vision or the fog. Once you get the Shadow Blade as well, there's very little that this Bane or the Weaver are going to be able to do to counter that.
Weaver, yeah, but Weaver particularly is the hero that doesn't like playing in the Spirit Breaker.
Yeah.
I think the nice thing is like your cores aren't too threatened by it. Like Puck, just you phase shift, you just don't get hit by it. PA later on, you've got some mobility to blink around the fight. Like you're going to get hit by the charge perhaps, but you probably don't die, particularly if Bane's sitting behind you ready with a Nightmare to kind of bail you out of a bad situation.
I mean, once you get the Shadow Blade, even the Puck is a little bit vulnerable, right? Like, you pop the Inkswell onto him, and if Grimstroke's in range as well, you can even follow it up with the Phantom's Embrace after the fact, so...
Puck's a good gem carrier, though.
Yes.
Like, if there's going to be points of the game where maybe you don't have that gem, so there are going to be openings, but I think Empire do want maybe something that more directly answers the PA, at least. Maybe less so the Puck.
Yeah, so... really what Empire are going to be looking at now is maybe something that's going to be able to be good in that position 5 role. Maybe the Death Prophet could be something that they want to bust out for themselves, and we've talked about it before. Means it's more likely to be a Spirit Breaker 5 though, unless this is something a little bit out of the ordinary. I mean, when they've played it, it's been either on Ghost Stick or TSA. So actually they don't really play the 5 Spirit Breaker all that much. It's more likely to be a 5 Grimstroke that we're seeing come out here. To pair together with that. And I mean, Underlord is one of those heroes that once you get to like level 3, level 4, you have the freedom on the Spirit Breaker to rotate, and you're going to be fairly confident that you're not going to be dropping just because you're inherently tanky, of course, with the Atrophy Aura and just being able to shove out those lanes nice and safely.
I asked Sheep to do it when she was on the panel, but now I'm going to ask you gods. Convince me on this Underlord pick. Why is it so good?
Underlord is good because blocking, physical damage mitigation against the PA. As far as the lane goes, like you're kind of just guaranteed to have a lane. And it's this offlane hero that just goes whatever items the team needs. So if you want to go for, the Greaves, the Crimson Guard against the PA, you can. If you want to go for some Atos, for some lockdown, it's just this kind of jack of all trades hero. So you can slot in any item that the game requires and just kind of gets the job done. Similar to a Tidehunter, it also is good at just keeping your towers alive.
I think it's going to be a pretty good Atos game, right? Like, none of these heroes right now on Mind Games have any kind of Dispel unless they want to pick like a Legion Commander with their last pick overall, which will provide a little bit of it. It just means that, you're going to be coming up against multiple stuns, chain stuns, Pit of Malice, into an Atos. Yeah, it's going to be a rough time to be able to play against this Underlord.
So last pick should be an offlaner unless we see offlane Puck, which we may be seeing. Death Prophet comes out.
Well, where are they going to be playing this? So assuming this is going to be a TSA position for Spirit Breaker, the big counter to that has been the Death Prophet, right?
Okay.
Mostly for position 3, just because you're going to be able to deny him farm, and at least, if you're playing at 4, you don't really care all that much about it, but you just, Spirit Siphon, run at him, and what can a Spirit Breaker do to be able to trade against you?
Yeah, but if Death Prophet's offlane, you won't be up against Spirit Breaker unless it's a 5, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So...
I'm wondering where they send these heroes. I mean, Puck and Death Prophet are both flexible between the mid and the offlane. Usually Death Prophet offlane or Puck offlane, you want that like tanky hero in front of you, which they don't have, which is why I'm a bit surprised by this pick. I guess they're just kind of looking at like the double range harass with Weaver +1 as like, a strong enough lane, but I think that offlane for Mind Games is potentially a bit susceptible to, feeding.
I think they just needed something that was going to be able to do some kind of push, right? And they've already taken out the Beastmaster, they've taken out the Timber Sword, the Axe, heroes that are going to be great at pushing lanes. Medusas?
You go in Turtle. This is also why the Underlord's good, Nat. You pick a Turtle carry. The game will drag out. Well, they're hoping the game can drag out. Mind Games is going to be hoping to hit like a mid-game timing with PA getting like a BKB Battle Fury BKB Deso, and then they're going to want to end the game. But for Empire, just sit back, chill, hit some creeps.
Yeah. It's going to be around,
space with Medusa.
Particularly like the level 12 and the Death Prophet, the level 2 Exorcism. They're going to want to get, a successful team fight into, hopefully either Roshan or a tier 2 tower or something like that, and then look to progress further. But yeah, I mean, game 1 went 52 plus minutes. You have an Underlord this time around with a Medusa. It's so hard to go up onto that high ground. Hell, even just the Grimstroke, right, to be able to protect against that.
Actually, Kuman playing
Yeah, I
Medusa.
was about to say, yeah. We're seeing that one come out here against FN on the Puck, so Puck mid lane.
Unless they're swapping the players' lanes, which would be a bit unusual.
They got to try something.
You see these drafts, you see all the lanes that they're going to go in, probably, unless they see any change-ups. Do you think this is going to go to a game number 3? Do you think Empire have the ability to take game 2?
I don't. I think they're a bit rattled. Like when I see these players like swapping roles up a bit, like even if they're saying Medusa mid, it's like that's a bad sign. The Empire kind of like scrambling, like we got to do something different. Kuman's like, man, I played so well. I went like 15-1 last game. Put me on something that can actually carry it. Like to me, that just suggests the team maybe is feeling a bit fractured internally.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, I keep going for the underdog, and it feels like it's the kiss of death because they lose every single time. So I'm going to go for mind games.
Cast to curse them, yeah.
And we'll see what happens.
Well, we will see if we cast to curse them. But speaking of casters, you heard them in game number 1, and you're going to hear them again in game number 2. It's Lyrical and Fear.
Thank you, Nat, and the panel. They were not very excited about the Empire draft, Fear. They weren't digging it. Interesting things that have come out, though. That Lightless playing on the Queen of Pain, most likely going to be going safe lane. At the very least, there's like some good parts to that, right? Like, do you like anything about the Empire draft right here? Says a lot right there. Sick.
So I like their landing stage.
Okay.
So there you go. I'll give them that. But I'm really not sold on this patch or the past like 8 patches of picking double turtle, you know. Underlord plus hard carry. It's fine to pick Underlord, but lately most Underlords I see that are successful, they're actually quite active, right? I saw the Armlet Underlord recently. I forgot which game that was, but that was pretty cool. And you just see like this Underlord being a bit more active and playing around the root and fighting. But when you pick Underlord with Medusa, that's gonna farm. Like, who's your playmaker? Spearbreaker? Like, leaving all that up to like your supports to make space is not really a recipe for success in this match.
Well, we'll see if they can make the aggressive moves. Maybe he's gonna go like some 8-toes build or something on Ghost Stick and try and like get active. But yeah, it's a little bit tough. Lightless is actually going to be able to sneak around here and get the bounty rune, so it ends up being 2 apiece. Slayer doing a nice job of sneaking in there and getting in. And now Big Them's going to walk up to the high ground, pings out the rune, says, hey, they got us, guys. Yeah, and Pedushar is just going to try and punch Lightless away. So, like you said, the laning stage hopefully going a little bit better. They're swapping it up. TSA is going to be playing on the Spirit Breaker, but playing up top now with the Queen of Pain. So at least that way it's not like a double melee down bottom.
Yep. I mean, double melees are not the easiest of execution, so. But I don't know how much this Grimstroke really synergizes with a Grimstroke, right? Both these heroes have good mobility. Oh, Kaori's in the middle of nowhere.
Oh no, he tried to like go for a stroke of fate 3 times, just ends up dying, and well, that is not the way to start. Seven Jesu had an amazing game last time on PA, and now starting with First Blood, this is going to be the Orb of Corrosion done, like, mega early.
Yikes. Yeah, you hate to see it. Those little things can, like, make it. Like, if a carry gets an early kill, can accelerate really hard instead of getting punished. Like, they wanted to use this Underlord to slow down the PA, but it doesn't look like that will happen in this lane anymore.
That is a rough one. At least hitting level 2 now on the Underlord. That part is nice. He's going to be able to throw out Firestorm and try and get some counter pressure going on. We'll also have a lot of stick charges. Obviously, the nice part about playing against Weaver PA, but no more regen actually, except for the 1 Tango. PA didn't bring out any for herself as, well, Inkswell, now the turn. Kaori trading hits. Slayer goes down. Will he end up paying the price as well? The Orb of Corrosion is delivered, and that's enough to find the finish. Jesu walking back home, and likely the Weaver, yeah, immediately brings out the 2 Souths. Just trying to live. Damage over time. It's not going to be enough for the kill.
Yeah, just Ras. He got a solo kill on that, dropping some regen. 2 salves ready. It's a happy PA.
And Fear, don't look now, but FN is bodying Cool Man. That, oh my god, 13-7 versus 7-1.
How do you kill this puck this game anyway? Okay, I just don't know how this puck dies until Spirit Breaker has like a Shadow Blade.
Yeah.
Like they have no stuns. If FN just presses phase shift, so if he has a good laning stage, makes a couple rotations, gets runes, I could see FN just taking control of this game very easily on his puck.
Well, and I mean, on top of that, you've got Death Prophet that's winning top against the Queen of Pain safe lane. She's trying to get towards that level 3. Spirit Breaker, in the meantime, was stacking up the jungle as they're going on bottom yet again. Kairi is out there, but going to drop and probably going to lose the courier afterwards if he's not careful. No, just ends up going down. But his courier at least survives on the Underlord. You got to find the silver linings, right?
Yeah. I mean, they have the Orb of Corrosion and the Blightstone. I think at this point in the game, this Grimstroke will just die if he ever steps up to him. He's just way too squishy. They got way too much minus armor and damage that they're not stopping this PA. The good news is, though, they're not really stopping the Underlord either. So Underlord's having a good game. But PA's having a better game. Because she's free farming plus kills.
Yeah, 3 kills already at, well, 3 minutes, now turned into 4. And you mentioned it, Grim, just realizing I can't say anymore. Barry's gonna get a little bit of pressure on here. Hits onto Slayer. He's gonna take a lot of damage. The bugs. Dude, is he dead again? Oh my god, that can't happen. 4 deaths at 4 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I saw this Grimstroke pick come out. I don't think it's particularly meta right now. And I think their read is that it's good with Spirit Breaker, which is true, but it's a really weak laner, and they're not really enabling its laning by picking, you know, like a Centaur with it, or an Axe, something that has like a stun that chains, right? They picked it with an Underlord. He doesn't really have a purpose in this game.
Yeah, that is a problem. Well, and God, it's just everything's looking bad all across each of the lanes. I mean, Medusa's catching up now, which is nice and definitely needed. You know, still about what, almost half a level or so behind the puck. But Lightless is basically playing solo top. Like, Spirit Breaker is out there stacking the jungle, trying to get these pulls off, trying to give as much solo XP as they can to this Quap, but she's not having a great time against Pedushara.
And so I have a question for you then, you know, like, who wins when like 6 to 8 minutes comes along? A level 5 Quap or a level 8 puck?
Yeah, that's a pretty easy one there. I think the puck's gonna take you down.
Because I'm telling you right now that this Medusa is not gonna make any rotations in this game. It's Medusa, all right?
She's gonna rotate to the jungle.
Is Underlord gonna make some rotations? No. So their playmaker is Quap, and their Quap is not having a good game, and it's sharing EXP. I feel like it's just Turtle City for Empire, and I am really not a fan of like that playstyle in this current patch. I do not think it pans out.
They coil, and they're gonna get the kill. TSA delivering the free one to FN there. They tried to go at the same time on the Grimstroke, but he didn't have enough mana to throw out Phantom's Embrace. So Puck just phase shifted the stun. Yeah, that is oof. At the very least, they forced 7 Jessu off the lane.
Yeah, you're gonna see Puck phase shift a lot of things this game.
Okay. Maybe I can bust out the LD WoW, throw it out for the old time's sake.
I mean, he can even phase shift en route, right? So they still need that stun.
Oh, Lightless dies up top. The charge was coming in, but it wasn't soon enough. And now they also find another one. Ulti is out. Kaori is dead again. This poor fella. 7 to 1.
Now?
Yeah.
1 and 5. All right. 1 and 5, level 3 at 7 minutes. His other support, level 4. They're gonna run into a situation where at 10 minutes, who's getting the tome, guys? They both need it. Can they get Quap just level 5?
Lightless. Gotta be careful here. Kaori's coming back in again.
How did Quap lose half her health?
I don't know.
Just from the ghost? She TP'd in, nuked, and lost half health. Yikes.
Yeah. It ain't great, Fear. It ain't great. Jump. Bignum. Brain Sap. Staying alive. TSA. Gonna get the Nightmare off. Traded over to Kaori, but they still get the kill on to the Spirit Breaker. And Pedushara, is he just gonna run him down right now? Not again. Or he TP'd up here. He has 10 stick charges. Surely that'll be enough. They kill Coolman also. Back behind the tower. Kaori lives, but they bring down the Medusa. This is a slaughter.
Yeah, and what I'm afraid of most is like normally there's like some silver lining who's gonna make the plays. In this game it's like Quap. And I feel so bad for Lightless in this game to be put in this position of having an Underlord offlane and a mid Medusa as a carry player. Yeah. Like, obviously, if I was in this position, I'd be ready because I play NA Dota, and this is like every game. But like, I don't think he's ready for this.
Nobody's really ready. Even when you think you are, it's just ready for more pain. Yikes. Yeah, man, this is a tough one. They're competing for who's gonna take the stacks now, and I kind of like the idea of giving more to Quap at least for a little bit, like trying to get into like allowing her to fight more or something. I don't know, we'll see. Weaver, maybe gonna go down. Slayer, he gets the time lapse off. Another Sakuchi, no. So Ghost Stick, the playmaker on the Underlord, gets the kill.
There you go. Might trade towers up here, but Kaori, do they have something? Yeah, Coil's available. Just gonna snap it and accept death.
Seems like a bit of a waste, but they use it, get the kill, and like you said, gonna trade off those towers now.
What is Ghost Stick building? Vanguard. Interesting. Why Vanguard?
Dude, the interesting always gets me.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's my initial reaction when I don't really understand it and I need some time to process, like, what it does, right? It does not work against the ghosts of DP, so it does not effectively help him survive versus Death Prophet at all. It's good versus Weaver. I'm not sure if it works on Beetles, actually, but that doesn't, like, matter too much in my opinion, but it will negate most of Weaver's damage. And it's good versus PA, so there's some pros there.
Okay.
I'm just afraid that delaying the Atos, his survivability is not like their issue right now. I think their ability to kill heroes is their biggest issue. So I wanted to see him resolve that issue. But he is not, and bottom lane Quap is in big trouble here. No TP. If you get bugs off, he's dead.
Yeah, the chase is coming. FN right there on time, looking for another angle, and Blink not going to come off cooldown in time. So they get that kill, and well, last game, 7Jesu got Battle Fury at about 14 minutes. I'm not sure what the timing is going to end up being on this one, but it's going to be quick. She is mega farmed.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's current.
Blade used mid.
Going in, couple more punches, gets the kill. FN absolutely dominating right now. Gonna be able to just tank through this. The creep wave comes in, and now they're pressuring the tower. Exorcism comes out. Bignum, he's got Fiend's Grip available. Nightmare onto one. Slayer on the back lines. Lightless is revealed. Dude, they're gonna grip the Medusa. What's left here? They buy back on the Grimstroke. Gonna try and come back in and save this. Cool, man. Pops the stick charge, living a little bit longer, but FN jumps through all of them. 7Jesu onto one. Can they get any kills at all? They took down the Bane. Lightless manages to escape. Kaori dies again. Dude is struggling. TSA, though, comes in and manages to bring down 7Jesu. Big kill on that PA, but still 4 die in the mid lane as they take the tower.
Yeah. So how's your morning going?
Better than Kaori in this game. Dude is, I mean, he got 2 kills, you know? He's at 8 deaths. It's been rough.
Yeah, it's pretty rough for everyone out here on Dire. I mean, there's not like a whole lot I can break down from this game right now. They're just kind of getting slapped. And it happens, you know. Especially like in these games where they're facing elimination. Maybe they feel like they should have had game 1. Things are a little bit crumbling at the seams here, and Empire's draft I think is the biggest culprit for this, because I just don't see like what their play options are. You know, especially
Right.
if they do lose their lanes in the way they did. It's very hard to like, as whoever's the captain of the team, to like find a strategy to like make this work, you know? I
Yeah.
think the laning stage was like the biggest factor of like what they had to make work.
Right. It's like trying to play a game of chess with like 16 pawns.
Yeah.
Nobody that can do anything.
It's very difficult, and that's why, like, from the very beginning, I was talking about, like, this defensive turtle style, like, yeah, maybe that worked. Back in, like, my days of, like, 6 years ago, this was a valid strategy, but Dota's just so fast-paced now, everyone gets so much gold, the map is so much different that, like, turtling does not do anything except for allow, and players have also gotten a lot better, too, so, like, they don't just, like, run into areas they shouldn't be running into, they just farm the map.
Yeah. Make it easy. Make it simple. DP out. Oh, they find the Spear Breaker, who's charging on in to help out, and he is instead be the one that ends up in some trouble. Orb goes out, a quick kill. Yeah, I think that's super interesting that you're talking about, like, the changes to the way that obviously the map is laid out, but then also the resources you can get from it, and then of course teams being better at moving around. Is that the type of thing that you could see, like, sort of, like, do you like that change in general, the more aggressive way that games have been played, is we're going to see Ghostic just die?
I mean, I would say yes. I think people have complained a lot about the speed of the game, right, and how it should be faster. I say that, but like some of the hypest games are older games too, so I honestly don't care. I like both styles. I like
Right.
entertaining Dota. I think the older style of turtling, it has a big strategic value that maybe the ceiling is too hard to understand for your average viewer, right? You
Yeah.
just want to see kills, kills, kills. So for me, I'm indifferent. Like, I don't like pointless, like, you know, low IQ just fighting for no reason type of stuff compared to, like, you know, seeing a real strategy and people execute. I think that's like beautiful, right? So I like
Yeah.
to see like a compromise of like both.
Right, I think you can have both.
You can.
Yeah. You can have, well, not having both, but getting a kill at the very least. Slayer gets brought down there, so Empire able to make a quick move in there and find a pickoff. Yeah, it's definitely like a, ooh, God, no. Oh, the Quap's in trouble. Oh,
This team's
gotta run.
nearby. There you go.
Okay. Lightless. Living. There you go. But yeah, what I was gonna say is that it seems like it's at the very least the strategy that you have when you're playing this more aggressive style. It's like it can be pretty cool, and at least right now, for the moment, mind games have been working pretty well. But now they're getting punished, getting a little bit too cavalier with their movements, and they find two
gotta do
pickoffs
so.
back to back. Are they gonna do another?
Actually,
oh,
no
that's a
grip.
bad one.
There's no grip.
Two man living. Pops ulti.
Oh, they
The
ulted
Underlord.
bottom.
Coming in for this. This is a big turnaround here. Oh, Mind Games, what have you done? Are you getting in trouble? Lightless gets the blink out, just barely FN. Oh, he might go for the hunt. Weaver also looking and manages to run down that Quap. Charge afterwards. FN goes for the jaunt away. Phase shift. He's going to have to do it. Wow. Gets out of there. Is FN able to survive?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh. Still.
The next big voice line right there.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so this
Seven-
is like a classic case of, you know, when you're feeling yourself a little too much, and then, I mean, I've been in this plenty of times in my pubs where you're just winning the game, and then your team just like feels they're so good, so they start making these small plays, right? With, you know, 2, maybe 1 heroes, another team naturally because they're losing, they're grouping up. And they're just kind of like feeding one by one here, so Empire needs to keep doing what they're doing, because this is their comeback mechanic. But on the other side, Mind Games needs to stop being so spread out, because they can win any engagement if they're together, especially with this Aegis on puck.
Right. Well, and I can imagine for Empire, the goal is like create as much chaos as possible. And that's an area that like, I think that like Dark Rift down bottom was a really neat move by Empire, right? It's a way to sort
Yeah, that
of
was
make
sick.
use of this hero and make some cool things happen.
Yeah, that's the one complaint I have with a lot of Underlord players is the good ones really know how to use their ult. Like anyone can use like the pit and the firestorm, right? It's pretty low skill, but knowing like how to use the Dark Rift really makes or breaks a good Underlord player for me.
God, some of the coolest plays. I just think about. I think it was that Fnatic game versus somebody. The one all the voice lines are from. Oh, it was so good. The relocate in to go for the throne. Want to see more of those? Oh,
Weaver bot?
got him. Lightless.
That death is acceptable, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, because, like, if you see the map right now, look how much they're farming on Radiant right now for that death. They don't react to that death. They farm the map with it, and he's just, like, getting the extra crumbs, you know, to their net worth for it. Sure, he doesn't want to die down there, but if he does die in that position, it's not the end of the world, especially because they bait out a Sonic Wave. If I'm playing Weaver in this position in Boss 5, I'm like, alright guys, let's group up and make a smoke play now. There's no Sonic Wave. That's like a one spell that they definitely need right now on Empire to win any type of team fight.
Well, and it, you know, it is obviously pretty close to the Aegis expiring as well, which makes that play even better for Empire, because if you do go for that play now for Mind Games and it goes poorly, there might be a chance for a bit of a turnaround there. But like you said, they're going to get together and go for the smoke. So if they can time this on Empire and dodge the fight until that Aegis expires, maybe there's an opportunity there. And it looks like they're going to run up first. No puck yet, TSA. Back behind the tower. They're able to dodge the smoke. All right, they get out, at least for now.
Yep. Quap also makes a risky maneuver here and cuts the next wave. But Grimstroke, you hate to see it, but
I mean, it happens. That's I mean, like you said, acceptable deaths, I guess.
that one he served no real purpose in my opinion.
Okay.
But it's fine.
Give the benefit of the doubt.
Like Weaver's death down there was he was shoving a lane out and getting
Right.
experience, right? But Grimstroke just died for nothing there. Like they did technically dodge the smoke gank, right? He just stayed a little too far away from his tower. Weaver here?
Player, Nightmare, and away. But yeah, they take that mid-tier 2 and now opening up the outpost if they want to go that direction, or wherever the hell they want to go. Map is open for Mind Games.
But there's also, as they spread out, Team Empire will group up. So this could equal another scenario where, oh, this is close.
Oh, they got him!
That's ulti.
Slayer. Gonna time lapse that out, but the reveal of the Atos by Ghost Stick. And that should be enough to finish off the Weaver. So they do have some more ways to fight now. Medusa's still very far away from getting into like damage, super high damage items, but is pretty far in towards the Scotty. I mean, again, like, you can see the game plan for Empire. It's hold the high ground as long as possible, but are they in too big of a hole at this point?
Technically no, but they will get out-farmed if they don't eventually make a move. So, like, the moves they're making are fine. I also consider that acceptable death by Weaver, because if he didn't die there, what he did is massive. And even if he does die, he forced the whole enemy Empire team to go to their side of the map.
Right.
And they farmed everything out on PA safely. This is a very happy PA. Puck also farmed everything, and they're just farming like the whole map. Their call was like, alright, we killed him. We can't really do any objectives right now because we just took the tier 2 mid. So they want to just shove all the lanes out. And if he dies like 4 heroes down there on Weaver, not the biggest deal. And if he would have got out, it would have been huge.
Yeah, and probably now you're sort of waiting for that moment to go on in for a Roche take by Mind Games again. I'm curious if Empire feel confident going to contest. They just finished the Heaven's Halberd, which is going to be a really nice timing on that Death Prophet to deal with the Medusa, who does have Scotty completed, but Scotty is a lot of damage if they can't get the Halberd off. Bignum already dead at the start of this one. Now trying to turn. They're focusing on this Underlord. He has a lot of HP, and now the leash, they're rooted on both of them, or rather leashed on both of them. Trying to beat into it. Can it be enough for the kill onto Slayer? He gets the time lapse off and then the runaway. They don't have those heroes to just hold and keep control over people. FN tries to take down TSA. He lives again through this one. Sonic Wave, a lot of damage over time coming out with that disarm. Super annoying against Medusa, trying to back out again. Slayer getting bodied, and Lightless manages to get the jump away. Still burning down the Spirit Vessel, might be enough to survive. But in the end, they got a couple kills. At least the one on the puck.
Yeah, that went a lot better than I expected it to. This Scotty's very big timing. Managed to bring down the puck there. The puck has like 3,000 gold banked here too, so maybe when he finishes that E-Blade, it'll be a little different. They have a lot of tools right now to kind of like kite this Medusa. When they finish E-Blade, they got a Yules, they got a Heaven's Halberd, but in that particular fight, they didn't really control the Medusa at all, so did a lot of work there.
It's gonna be a couple of, like, I don't know, how many fights do you feel like Empire need where they sort of either break even or come out a little bit ahead before things start turning around for them?
Well, it depends at the minute mark, right? So like not every team fight is created equally. The later the game goes, the bigger the net worth swing, right? So at this point in the game, like one team fight win will probably be about like a 3k net worth swing, depending on like if it's like a complete wipe or not. It could be a lot more, but if this game goes like 30 plus minutes and they start like winning team fights, just one team fight will be enough to like turn the game, especially if it's on the back of like a Roshan or something, right?
Yeah, I guess that's the thing. Even 3k gold swing here, and then since Roche is up, that could really radically change things around. That's the other element that we have to consider, and what that means for the next several minutes afterwards. FN pushes out the entire bottom lane in. This is going to be some good damage onto the tier 1, which unlikely to really matter that much. But Slayer, he gets found, rooted. Oh, the silence comes in afterwards. Atos is there, but Nightmare saved and backs away. 7 Jesu onto him, down to half HP already though. Now leashed up onto Petashar. He runs in, has the disarm for Medusa. The grip afterwards, they're trying to break it. Medusa standing tall, trying to bring them down bit by bit, but he's hitting from the low ground. Kills Bignum. Afterwards, Lightless is just waiting to the side, hoping to find a fight, but he has to blink out. There was nothing doing there. Puck chases down, and Lightless is just gone. Triple kill for 7 Jesu. Mind games. They take him out in the end. Fight with vision.
Yeah, I was a little scared there for the PA there. And honestly, PA just played support there for DP. Yeah, that's like all that happened there. Baited spells, DP went in there. In theory, when you pick like this Medusa, you think it's good versus DP, but I think people have a very what is the right word here? Like their read
Misguided?
on this matchup is a little wrong, I guess I'll just say, right? You think it's really good, but like DP is very good versus heroes that cannot get away from her ghost, right? So yes, you can get a lot of mana back by using the snake, but if you're sitting there like silenced and she's draining you and the ghosts are hitting you, DP just solo killed Dusa there, did pretty much almost all the damage to Dusa in that fight, and it's mainly just because the PA went in first and just, you know, baited all the spells. The only problem DP has is if she gets bursted, right?
Totally.
But
well, and
didn't get bursted and did a lot of damage that fight.
The other issue, I guess, as well, is like that Heaven's Halberd is just such a good answer against Dusa, and like you normally anticipate that, all right, Scotty punches means you're not going to regen as much as from Death Prophet, but I mean, if you're not punching, and she's got that extra, like, you know, Zon still regen lifesteal, it's kind of nutty.
Yeah, they have no vessel either, so like this Scotty is like their only tool right now, and if you disable it, they just don't have the damage with the Eternal Shroud and Halberd. Now a plate mail being picked up. This DP is
Dire's
getting
bottom
very
tower
tanky.
is under attack.
That is Shara. High number of kills involved in the Mars game, and oh, that was a one-shotter. That was a quick death.
Remember we talked about it the last game? Oh, there's Effin just killed Lightless here too. Those games where you're really ahead on PA, that's when you just see the one-neck shots happen, right? But like last game, for example, the PA wasn't really one-shotting anyone. Looked a lot closer, but this is definitely a game where PA can shine.
Yeah, there's the lift up now and the grip afterwards. In trouble, going to drop. Ghostic dies. Real quickly, if we could click on the death summary for Grimstroke. I'm not sure if we'll have time to do it, but if you click up at the top, right on the portrait, and then click the... Oh, never mind, it's not there. You don't have Dota Plus. That's fine. Basically, it just said one shot. There was one tick of damage, and then he was gone. Jeez. And now, 2-3 tower gonna go down. They do have pretty much everything in a second here once this coil comes back up.
No DP.
BKB, Satanic. Yeah, I guess something.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Charge through, jumps, wants to get the kill. FN, nothing doing. They can't bring him down. Blinks out afterwards. Medusa ulti is there. The silence still is out, and Lightless almost gets clipped right there by that dagger. They brought down the Weaver. That's going to be the extent of it. PA still sitting pretty with the Aegis.
Satanic, Deso, BKB, Battle Fury, and Aegis. Yeah, it's a hard PA to kill.
Yeah. I mean, you know, they've got percentage-based damage with the Firestorm, right?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Percentage-based damage versus PA?
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
So good.
Hero's naturally pretty low HP.
You know.
Don't think
When you guys-
Firestorm is really gonna do that much for Satanic. It's definitely gonna out lifesteal. Oh,
Then
there's
the coil onto 2, finds Lightless dead. Looking for more. They're gonna try and pop the ulti to get out of there. Ghost Stick hoping to get everybody away. Ooh, the root. There was a couple crits. There might have been another dead body there, but Seven Jester not able to punch.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So still a minute left on Aegis. So they're gonna try and go high ground again with it. Then DP ulti back up in 17.
So that is like potentially the only way I could see Mind Games losing this game. It has to be like, oh, they found. I mean, I don't know who found who here, but looks like they're just gonna disengage.
Oh, no. Jesu, not done yet. Does have the Nightmare to dodge. Bugs going out. Ooh, it collects on a Ghost Stick. They got vision. Not gonna go. Yeah, I guess with 20 seconds left on Aegis, it's a little bit too crazy.
PA is almost level 25 as well. It's gonna get richer and richer.
Are you a triple dagger taker or the extra coup de grace damage?
No, it's game specific. Triple dagger does more overall DPS, but sometimes you just want the burst, right?
Right.
So in this particular game, I don't think the burst is really that important, considering you're playing versus Dusa, you're playing versus an Underlord. They're really tanky heroes, and I don't think realistically you're gonna burst them anyway. So I'd go for like the more overall DPS count. Just throw a dagger at the, you know, the Underlord or the Dusa and get lucky, kill their supports, you know.
DP coming in, wants to find him. Down bottom, Lightless. Do they catch sight? Vision, coils there. And guess who got a basher delivered? Seven Jesu. They bring him down, and now TSA. This is scary. Can the rest of Empire do anything here? They try and turn now onto him. Leashed up onto both. BKB out, trying to turn onto Ghost Stick, finding a kill. They have Fan of Knives back up again, and they jump in and take down 2. Seven Jesu down super low. Is it going to be enough for the finish? They kill her off. But the grip, long duration there onto Cool Man. Nowhere left to go. The exorcism running. It's more than enough. He came back in. Ghost Stick, what? Oh, no. The Dark Griff. Oh, is going to get ran down now afterwards. I don't know.
Cancel it or misclick?
I wonder if he Dark Rift accidentally on the creep wave. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. But regardless, he is killed as well.
I'm sure he's not beating himself up after it. This is one of those games where you're just like, I'm sure someone on Empire is having fun because what else can you do? At this point. It's either completely dead silent on their like Discord right now, or they're having fun with the game. There's no other outcome.
Yeah. Dude, what if there was one play? I mean, I don't know. We don't need to speculate. I'm leaning towards dead silent though, if I'm gonna be honest, man.
Yeah, depends on the players. Some people, sometimes you know, like after a long season of doing poorly, you kind of know where you're at. You're having roster changes, that your expectations at some point like kind of drop, right?
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
If this was like TI or something and like best of one, you know, lower bracket, it would be dead silent for sure.
The only sound would be tears hitting the keyboard.
Pretty much.
Oh. Sorry. Found again. Bignum's there. With the Slayer in tow. Oh, they kill off the Spirit Breaker too. Okay, yeah. That ward immediately taken out also. Alright, maybe Bignum's having fun. He's still throwing out those voice lines.
Yeah. I mean, what else do they have to do, you know? They're gonna lose this game mathematically. I heard the panel talking about they're done now, so their last game until the next season.
Which will be in Division 2.
Yep.
Always a frustrating one, but I mean the other thing I've talked about this a couple of times, but Division 2 Eastern Europe is like I think that maybe only China is like more scary as far as the quality of teams consistently across the board. I feel like there's so many good teams in Division 2.
Oh, quality. Yeah, maybe. Like competitiveness as well. I think most all the Division 2 teams like have teams that compete for Division 1 except for NA, I think.
Right. Yeah,
NA is like kind of like Division 1 has half Division 2 teams in it, to be real, but
right. You know, that's our lot in life. That's how it goes. You're gonna come back and take up the mantle again. You donezo?
I'm definitely donezo.
Alright. Give us all hope.
Yeah, man. Too many life responsibilities and too little hope for NA Dota.
God, speaking of tears on the keyboard, Kaori's gonna go down here as well. Defend Wicked 6 streak. Got a cool build. Love the overwhelming blink on the puck. Everybody's getting tanky. In the meantime, Ghostic is just walking around with his shard, cutting down these waves. And has to ulti out of there afterwards.
Man, they're just gonna continue to like split the map. I mean, they're down 30k gold, right? Like, when's the last time you've seen a team like from this position win the game if there is no like high ground throw from the opposite team? So they're just kind of waiting for that moment where they can maybe use their buybacks to win some high ground engagement.
Realistically, I think the last time was like 2 years ago, probably. I feel like it's happened less and less often.
It's always on the back of like trying to end the game, though. I feel like one team that's winning is like trying to end the game when they don't particularly need to, right? And they end up in the fountain somehow, and all of a sudden the game is like really close, and it gets really wild and crazy from there. So that's like my expectations for this game if Empire's gonna take it.
Will we see wild or crazy, or will Mind Games keep themselves under wraps? FN's pushing out top. He's going to catch this next wave. Coolman does have Butterfly done and MKB. So at least there's like some sort of answers. Like she's, I mean, not kept up her farm to the same level as PA or Puck, but at least, you know, relatively high up there. Would love to see some Rapier gaming coming out next.
I mean, the item I'm most hyped for is what Bignum's cooking up.
Ooh, there it is.
Yep.
The Aghanims. You like that one?
Dire's bottom
That's a
tower
really good
is
Ag
under
Sunbane.
attack.
It's super good. It reduces the cooldown by 45 seconds as well. Like,
Yeah. I
Dire's
guess that's the
insane.
tower
coolest
has
part.
fallen.
against Medusa though, that is actually one hero that has a tool to kind of deal with it, right? If you get the Stone Gaze off, you can like stop all of them at once, but you have to get that
Right.
Stone Gaze off. And they just simply don't have the stuns unless, you know, there's like some TSA has some miraculous charge angle to cancel 3 grips.
Right. It really does feel like it's going to have to be that Stone Gaze. Interesting.
Can Bane outrange that actually? That might
maybe
be
with
possible.
Headband?
Radius 1200. What does Bane got going here?
I mean,
I wish in Dota there was an easy way to like see an actual physical number of what spell
Right.
range is on your abilities, because we all know like this AoE indicator is like
Uh-huh.
BS.
right. No, it's true. It's a little bit funky.
Yeah, it's like you just like hover over. There's so many like clips on it. It's like, oh, this is the AoE indicator, and like it's just like horribly inaccurate. So you'd
So
have
I
to go to
just
like
looked
some
it up.
website.
Which I just did. 625
okay.
is the range. And then he has the 100 cast range. So it's definitely within range
Yeah, it is.
of the ulti hit. So there is an answer at the very least for when the grip comes out. Medusa, she's got her eyes on the prize. Rapier is what needs to be done. But will she get the gold that she needs to in time? Pedushara pops Exorcism. Ready to walk up high ground. The Sex Cap actually already triggers.
Yeah, the
Also
saddest nerf to do so is the using of True Strike from it.
Oh, from Rapier, yeah.
Yeah. You'd
Yeah,
rather
she
have a
would've
data
done.
list than MKB there. Then maybe I'd bleed, but they're going on right now.
Jump in, trying to blow her up in time, and the ulti out afterwards might actually survive. Coolman gets away. Nobody dead yet. They have the Fiend's, oh, excuse me, no Fiend's grip. Bane is dead also. FN does take down one.
Are under attack.
And that's a tier 3 tower dead as well. Do they have anything else afterwards? Walking back in with the rest of these heroes. Still hanging on to that Stone Gaze. Chase. They have the charge onto 7 Jesu. Maybe gonna bring her down one time. Dead already. Oh wait, no, she jumped back in. Oh, and able to find there's some regen. The life steal coming out. Cool man trying to back away. Turns over to Stone. 7 Jesu down another time. Weaver is also very low. Getting found on the backlines. Ghost Stick finds the kill, so no time lapse afterwards. In pretty deep, but they turn and try and burn. Get one kill there onto the Underlord. Pedushara, as well as the Puck, able to make their way out of there. So they hold on. They did lose a melee Rex, though. That's the rough part.
2 buybacks as well. So
Yeah.
I think buybacks are like one of the biggest things for defending your high ground. Kept hearing this overwhelming blink. I'm like, who has an overwhelming blink?
Right, it's the Puck.
Puck does.
Yeah.
That is very
Funky stuff.
interesting. Like, I guess he already has Dagon 5. I think he just bought the Dagon 5, actually. He prioritized the overwhelming blink over Dagon 5 with the E-Blade. A very questionable choice, I think, but I think he's also having fun with this game. But now he has all of them, so that's super cool.
Right? Yeah, why not? God, this lead just keeps growing. But
Yeah.
no Aegis. I mean, so realistically, Medusa's going to get to this Rapier. Does that change anything for you in the way this game looks? Like, does it make it any better at all?
Yeah, of course, it's more damage, but the initiation still has to be perfect, right? So this, as you saw, like last fight, Dusa didn't hit anyone.
Yeah.
Right. So like, if Dusa ever gets gone on, this Rapier won't matter. She'll probably hit nobody, get halberded. There's no BKB on her. Like all this stuff combined, like it has to be a situation where she can get some right clicks off. And seeing as their only stun is Spearbreaker plus Inkswell, it's gonna be very difficult to get that lockdown for Medusa to get these hits off. So it is possible, but it looks very, very hard. So I don't think Rapier's like going to be some saving grace for them. They're down 41k, right? They're gonna need something bigger than that.
Oh, and this is not a great way to have it start. They catch immediately on a Ghost Stick. He will get dropped. Dagon out. Lightless trying to do some extra damage out there. Coolman punching away at this Death Prophet, but they are just tickling at this point, and with no buybacks on those two heroes, it might finally be too much. Now, Coolman does have that Rapier, trying to punch, but again, is it going to be enough? Running down 7 Jesse, trying to get a little bit of separation from that Dusa. They almost find the kill, but can't quite bring her down. Able to get the Blink Strike away, and an ultra kill for FN. Gonna clean this one up. He gets the Rampage stolen, but definitely is still going to be the MVP. Gets it in the end. FN, well done. And with that, Mind Games are gonna send Empire down to Div 2. Rough stuff for them, but Mind Games come in and saving themselves potentially here. It's all gonna come down to that match against Gambit.
Yeah, going into this, Mind Games looked like the better team, and they just showed up. You know, had a bit of a shaky game 1, right? A little bit on the back foot, but game 2 wasn't even close. It was a beatdown.
Yeah, a complete and total beatdown. FN, for me at least, kind of feeling like the MVP 21, 1 and 16. He has definitely been their standout player. Do you kind of agree? Where do you see this Mind Games team going? Do you think they have what it takes to stay in
I
Div 1?
definitely agree with FN being their MVP. Every game I watch him play, FN generally has to have a good game. Like, his OD game was probably one of his most quiet games, but he still had a lot of impact in the early game, and that's just like what he needs to continue to do for this team to be successful.
Okay. Well, that's going to do it for us for this series. Mind Games, as we said, take down Empire, and for now we're going to go to a quick break. When we get back, panel's going to break down the implications and more. See you on the other side.